Hi artists! So today we are going to learn that not all primaries are the same. And you're going to do a group activity. It's formative assessment where you are going to have a combination of primaries. So you're going to have one blue from this section, one red, and one yellow. And every table is going to have a different combination of primaries. And with that, you are going to do your color wheel, 12 points, tints, shades, and tones, and a complementary color scale. So my recommendation is that when you guys are doing this, you decide which 2 or 3 students are going to do the color wheel and which 2 students probably are going to do the tints, shades, tones, and scales. There's a lot to do, but there's 5 of you to do this, so it should go pretty quick. So I'm going to get started. Every table is going to have these little cups. Where do we put them? Right here. So it will be labeled. We didn't do it yet, but you're going to have your colors in these like little cups, and it will have a lid on it, and it will say what color it is. We know what color these are, and we're doing other things with this. You probably have no idea. So just trust the paints that are at your table. You'll have the correct paints that match the correct colors. So for color wheel A, it's going to be cobalt blue, fire red, and primary yellow. There'll be 5 variations of the color wheel. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to decide who's doing what. So we might not finish this whole thing with you guys watching us, but we'll at least show you what to do. Your palette's going to have foil on it, and it's over top of cardboard, and that's just so you can mix it better. So I'm going to start with my red. We're doing fire red. That's yep. This one, right? Okay. So fire red is orangier than the other reds. Has like a little bit more of an orange tone. And I'm gonna move in the red violet section, and why don't you move, since you're on this side, towards the yellow.
Sounds good.
So I need to get my primary yellow, which is this one. Okay. Oh my gosh, why do I have yellow?
I don't know, should we switch palettes?
We should.
Okay.
We go. Switch. Okay. I need actually my cobalt blue. Here we go. Cobalt blue. All right. So when we're doing this, the first thing I would do is the pure colors, not the mixes. So I'm going to take my red, my primary red, or fire red rather, and I'm going to fill in this section. You guys are going to have to figure out how to work together because you're going to be squished. So you might want 2 people over. Can you move closer to me?
Yeah.
So you see how we're working, and then you can have one other person working over here. I think we even need to switch like this.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Then we can have someone working on blue over here.
Right. So you're going to have brushes about this size. You just want to kind of use the tip of the brush to get in there. And you're going to want to smooth out the colors. Notice how I don't have a lot of paint on my brush. It's really just a little bit. It dries pretty quick. You might want to do a second coat because it will dry a little lighter. Okay. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wash my brush, and I'm going all the way to the bottom of the cup so I could really get the color off. And then I'm going to dry it with a paper towel so that it's like as dry as can be. Then I'm going to go to my blue. Again, not too much paint on there. I'm going to go in, steady my hand. If your water is red and you're using yellow, right? you're gonna need to probably wash that. But if you're making orange, it might be okay. Depends on what color you're doing. So notice how Miss Dimig and I skipped around and we started with just the straight up primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. I'm smoothing out the paint so it looks really nice and smooth. All right, I might have to change our water when it starts looking muddy. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make violet. So violet is gonna be pretty much 50-50. Now blue is heavier, but just trust it. So, and you might think that doesn't look like violet. We actually bought violet, so if somebody wants like purple and you can't make it with the primaries, I'll pull out the purple. But for this color mixing exercise, you can only use the primaries. This might need a little more blue. All right. Purple's one of the hardest colors to get. I'm gonna clean my brush. Do we need more fire red?
I think we do, yeah, if I can get some. Got it?
If you need more, you can always get more, but it's better not to waste. Because I dump a huge blob.
So don't do that.
So don't do that. Do as I say, not as I do. All right. Anyway. So I'm going to make more of that color. That's too red. So again, about 50-50 for the purple. That looks good. We could probably get smaller brushes for them. What do you say?
Yeah, those might be a little more helpful.
Don't worry, guys. We're figuring this out. By the time we're done doing this, we'll have it all answered. Okay, so I'm going to move on to red violet. I'm going to take this half of this color. I'm going to add a bunch of red to it. Okay, I don't even have to wash my brush. I'm just adding a lot more red to that same purple I just made. Miss Dimig, do you want to talk about what you're doing?
Yeah, so I am doing the exact same thing. I am just doing it with the yellows and with the reds. So first, I did 50-50 of the yellow and the red, and that's what made my orange. And currently I'm adding more red to one side of my orange palette to create a red-orange. After I'm done with this, I'm going to wash my brush out and then use yellow in the other half of my orange palette.
And I'm now moving to the other side of violet, and I made a blue violet. So I added more blue to that color. Mixing it up with my brush. And you can see it's definitely more blue, but it's still purple. Now every table is gonna, like I said, gonna have a different combination of primaries, and you're gonna see, we're gonna look at our wheels when we're all done, and we're gonna notice, like, wow, I really like that color. That purple looks so much different when you use primary magenta versus fire red. So that's gonna be the fun, to look at these as a class when we're all done. We'll hang them up on the board and look at them. I'm moving to blue-green because I'm ready to. So if that happens, you can take your color. You have to work together and say, okay, I have nothing to do. What could I do? Okay, blue-green. All right, so I'm taking my colors on here, and I'm gonna add, actually I'm gonna make green. Is that all right with you?
That sounds good to me.
All right, so
then,
communication.
Yep, and then while you're doing that, I'm gonna start on the tints and shades.
Wonderful. Now there's only 2 of us in our group, and we're doing this pretty quick, so you know, you guys should have no problem. All right, I'm trying to make a nice green. I don't want it too yellow, I don't want it too blue, just 50-50. All right, that's pretty good. I'm getting a little sloppy because
We're trying to do this a little quick so you guys don't have to watch all of this. But you are going to take your time and do a good job.
not too long.
No, but
You should actually do it as quick as you can, which means you're probably going to still take the whole class period. This is due today. We're not making fun of you. We're not. I think you guys are awesome. All right, so now I'm gonna make yellow green. I just literally took like a big glob of yellow and added it right to the color that I already had, the green that I had made. And if I need more yellow, and I think I do, I can get more. So a little bit at a time so we don't waste. Now, do you guys notice the colors mixing in here? No, that's because we are mixing on our palettes. Where are we mixing? No, not there, not in a big cup, on our, you're right, our palettes.
all right. And while Miss Carol is finishing up with that yellow green and the blue green, I'm going to start on my tints. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my white, and I'm going to add just a little bit. I picked the fire red. I'm going to add just a little bit of that fire red. I'm going to mix it up, and that's going to be my first tint. And then each time I go, I'm going to add just a little bit more red to make it a little bit darker. Okay? Or not darker, but a little more saturated is more what I want to say.
So you're gonna go from light to dark.
I am.
Okay. What if somebody wants to work with the pure color and then add a little bit of white, little bit of white, little bit of white?
That is also an option. So you can choose which way you want to go. I'm just choosing to go this way.
Okay, so it doesn't really matter as long as you go in order.
Yeah,
from
so I
light to
started
dark.
with white. I added just a little bit of red. I'm going to work with that in this section right here in my tint. So I have a nice little kind of pink tint going on. I'm going to add a little bit more red.
So I'm done with mine. Do you want me to do the complementary
Yes.
scale?
That sounds like a great idea.
Okay. So the complementary scale that I'm gonna do is going to be red and green, which is my favorite combo for making brown. Okay. So I'm gonna put red up here. I'm gonna make some more green. Again, my primary colors. I'm gonna make my green. Now while you're watching Miss Dimmig, you see that she's getting darker and darker, more and more saturated. I'm going to start with 100% color A, which is green. And I'm gonna add a second coat. It dries pretty quick. I'm painting in both directions so it's nice and clean. Then I'm gonna wash my brush. And I'm gonna do 100% color B, which is gonna be red. Okay, now the middle is 50-50, so I'm gonna make my brown. I have my green here. I'm gonna add a little more red. I'm just keeping in mind 50%, so equal parts green, equal parts red. And I'm gonna put that right in the middle. That's maybe too green. Add a little more red to that. All right. It should look like brown. Now, moving towards the blue, I'm gonna add more green. I mean, moving towards the green. And then moving towards the red, I'm gonna add a lot more red. Notice how Miss Dimmick just had to move. I don't know if you were just getting the shades.
I am, but
Okay.
but I was also moving around you. Yes.
So you have to like work focused. You have to work quick. You have to know what you're doing.
Have that water over there, please. Once
Yes.
you're done with that.
Sure. There you go.
Thank you so much.
And I'm done with mine. What can I do to help you?
All right, so I'm about to start the shades. If you want to start the tones.
All right.
All right, so we might need to move around a little bit to figure that out. But I'm cleaning off my brush currently.
So honestly, I'm just gonna show you one or two of tones
Yeah.
because I think you get the point, and we like almost finished.
Yeah.
But so a tone, I'm gonna stick with the same color. You're doing fire red,
I am
right?
doing fire red.
You need to stick with the same color. That's not an option. We want you to see how one color can vary in multiple shades, tints, and tones. Now guys, a tone is black and white mixed with your color. So I'm gonna make a nice neutral gray. And now I'm gonna add my red. Whew. I don't know if I like that color. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Don't know. All right, a little more a little more lighter gray.
And then while Miss Carol is doing the tone, I'm gonna start doing the shade. All right, but how I started my tint with the white, I'm probably not gonna wanna start with the black because black is a pretty powerful color. So I'm actually gonna start with the red this time. And I'm going to add just a little bit of black into my red as I go. Because if I started with just black and tried to add red into it, it might not do a whole lot because black is usually very saturated.
I'm gonna need more white. Yeah, it is such a dark color that sometimes you end up using accidentally too much.
Yes.
I'm doing this really sloppy. Am I in your way?
No, you're okay.
Look at, uh-oh. Why is this one lighter than this one?
Whoa, what happened?
I don't know.
don't
I
know
think it like
either.
mixed better
Yeah.
as I was painting. That's all right. So what do? I would do what, guys? Add more white to it. You're right. Oh, I'm gonna go over here.
Yeah, there we go. We can move around a little bit.
I'm done. Woohoo!
There we go. Nice.
I said I wasn't gonna do the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, you beat me.
Maybe that's enough.
Yeah.
We'll finish
I think-
it. But...
Yeah. Gonna finish up this last one.
Okay.
Okay, but you can see how it's getting darker and darker each time.
Ooh, that's a big jump.
That is a
Maybe
big jump,
that
yeah.
would go there.
That's what I'm thinking. I think I was rushing it a little bit, guys. What do you think? I think I need to add more red into there. Okay. So you can always fix it by adding more of the red in there. Let's see.
Sometimes you have to let it dry a little bit. That already is
Yep.
helping it.
Yeah. See, so it's a little bit
Might
lighter.
take a few coats.
Okay, so I think we'll stop it right there. Oh, we did pretty good.
We did pretty
Like
good,
two of
pretty
us.
quick. So that's your goal, guys, to finish this color chart, and then we'll put them up here, and we will look at all 5 table groups, and we'll talk about how the different primary colors works together. And then you will, as a result, have a ton of colors to pick so that the next thing we can do is paint the walls of our house. And we'll have informed choices. All right, have fun today, guys.
Have a good day.